have here this year, Holly Houston?
Counting you, Jimmy, 368.
Perfect. 367, not counting me. That's what that means. And how many volunteers? We have an awesome bunch of volunteers this year, don't we?
Indeed, that's an understatement. We have 170 plus volunteers. Many middle schoolers, many retired, many parents, all over the map, even Jimmy.
Yes. What were the major themes this year?
The major theme overall was God is with us. When we're afraid, when we're lonely, when we're thankful, when we're scared, God is with us always. That's the major.
Always.
And the story of Daniel and his courage in captivity is kind of the Bible story that we carry through the week too.
What did you want to teach the kids?
Besides God is with them all of the time in all that they do.
Like all the time?
Like all the time.
Like at school?
Like everywhere.
Like at play?
Like at play.
Like at sleeping?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Everywhere. All
Perfect.
the time.
How'd you do that?
So we had story time where they did lots of fun stuff. There was a Fear Factor day. Hopefully you get to see some of the pictures from Fear Factor. We have games that talk about the central theme, crafts that talk about the central theme. We have opening and closing that tell them the Bible story. Even Snack does, and missions told everything about what they needed to learn at God.
VBS does missions each year. What was this year's mission?
This year's mission was to package 10,000 meals for the Buffalo Food Shelf.
Have we done that yet?
Indeed we have, and we had so many kids that we also are packaging about 1,200 s'mores kits for the kids that come into the Buffalo Food Shelf.
You mean like
Yes.
s'mores?
We've been hiding those from you, Jimmy.
Ooh. And now that VBS is over, what are you going to do?
I'm going to Disneyland.
We're going to Disney World! Good morning, and this is Jimmy, the roving reporter, and we're here to ask a few questions to all our students. And to have Cece here, and she is going to tell us what she likes about her leader so much. They give you piggyback rides? Well, I think that's awesome. High five. Yes. Callan, who's in charge of VBS?
Pastors.
Which pastors? Do you remember?
Pastor Luke and Pastor Ted.
Perfect. And, what is one thing you learned at VBS this week?
Songs.
Frogs? Did you?
Songs.
Signs. How?
Songs. Songs.
What is one thing that you learned about at VBS this week? Everybody. That God. What have you learned about this week? And what have you learned about him?
I have learned this week about Jesus because he was the only one to be alone in his life. Because we the people are never alone, even if we feel like we're alone.
Why thinks your parents and your sister sent you to VBS this week?
Oh, they didn't. I wanted to come.
Who have you learned about this week, and what have you learned about him?
We learned about God and to talk to him when we are alone.
I wanted to come to VBS because it's the bomb.
And Tasha?
I learned more about God and to get more connected to him.
Who have you learned about this week, and what have you learned about him?
I learned about God and I learned how he loves us all.
If you were writing a letter to God, telling him about VBS, what would it include?
Thank you for making it this possible to learn about you. Thank you for always being with me and thank you for never leaving me.
What do pastors do during VBS?
Welcome us.
Welcome us, yes. How about you, Ryder? What do they do?
Watch after us.
Perfect. And Braden, what do they do?
Pray.
Pray. Excellent. Thanks a lot, guys. High five. You learned this week in VBS, Marna.
God is always with us and believes in us.
And what did you learn?
All about God.
And Brock, what did you learn? Here we are with Jacob, and he's going to tell us what his favorite craft was during this week.
The toolbox, because now my dad can put his tools in it.
What did you do during missions?
We got to pack food for the hungry children. making mac and cheese. We help make food for the food shelf.
Great.
We made macaroni and cheese for the food shelf to give to the people who can't really afford it.
Who did you learn about, and what did you learn? Maxwell?
I learned about Daniel. He was a wise man.
Great. Sophie?
I learned about God. He sent an angel to save these 3 men because they prayed.
Fabulous.
I learned about Daniel. He suffered a lot from the king, but God kept him away.
Daniel did not want to eat the king's food, and he ate vegetables and water for 10 days.